Hey everybody, it's Susan Lynn, Psychic Medium. Thanks for tuning in today. Listen, I want to take you to a place that you didn't ask to go, and most people don't ask to go, but we're going to take a look inside of Trump's mind right now. Because as I was just sitting here at my desk, the guides came to me and said, Trump is losing his mind, which, I'm like, yes, so, you know what I mean? Like, and because this is like normal. So no, they're like, no, really, he is really freaking out right now, and you're going to hear about it. Of course, you won't know everything because all of this just doesn't get to the media. But they show me basically he's screaming at Jared and Ivanka. He's screaming at everybody. He's screaming at Don Jr. He's screaming at everybody. And he tends to blame people anyway for his own problems. So you can only imagine he's basically firing people one after another. And what's happening is people are, which we've already seen, right? We've already seen Barr and different people very distance themselves from him because he's already started firing people, quote unquote. He's actually trying to fire senators. Like he's actually calling like Mitch McConnell and saying you're fired, and Mitch McConnell's like, I don't answer to you. You know what I mean? You don't elect me, and you're not doing so well anyway. So I don't really need to listen to you anyway at this point. But he's actually literally going around screaming at people because it's become apparent to both parties that the early votes that they can count some and some that they can't. Some states won't let you, but many of the states will actually count the early votes in advance, and that plus just the polling that they're getting, they know that Biden is going to win. The writing is on the wall. So if you're Trump and you're going to lose and you've got 4 days until you lose, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to lash out and blame everybody, right? And so the first thing that's happened is he's got Mitch McConnell like dumping serious money into some of the races. I mean, really serious money. So that's one thing. So they have these, let's say they have 4 days. I mean, it's Friday. It's Friday the 30th. Early voting goes today and maybe I think to tomorrow in some places. So they have a few days, and then of course they have Tuesday. So he's trying to do everything he can to bring his vote out on Tuesday and to suppress the Democratic vote on Tuesday. And so he feels like, well, honestly, he feels like there's just not enough time on Tuesday. And so what he's saying in his head is that we have to delay the vote. Yeah, I said those words. Seriously, this man, because we know he's crazy anyway. I mean, come on. But anyway, he's saying we got to delay the vote. We got to find a way to go delay this vote. And I'm sure that everybody is like, yeah, sure. And then leaving him in the Oval Office and like going out and getting lunch because it's like, what are you talking about? We can't delay the vote. The vote is the day. So his plan, and he really is trying to do this. And I think you'll hear some things in the media that will intimate that this was his thought process if he doesn't just come out if he's not just dumb enough to say it to somebody like tweet it out that because there's problems we need to delay the vote, everybody. Now these are the same people that 3 days ago said that no, we're stopping counting all votes on November 3rd at 9 p.m. or 6 p.m. or when the polls close. I think it's maybe 9 p.m. by the time you get both coast in. But we're going to stop counting all the votes. That's it. We're not, because normally what happens is you have to have, if it's a close race, you leave a few days for those other kinds of mail-in ballots and different kinds of voting ballots to come in because you want to count everything, right? So you allow that space. But the Republicans have come out and said, no, we're not allowing that this year. Everything has to be counted by that date. Because here in Houston, there's 1 million votes, 1 million votes that are out there, that are mail-in votes that are out there that can't get here in time to be counted by November 3rd at whatever the magic deadline is. At 6 p.m., whatever it is. The Postal Service, everybody's done the math. It can't happen. So now they are telling people, if you have one of these magic votes, these ballots, you need to drive your happy self into Houston and drop it off at the only voting poll. We only have one voting box. The city of Houston is 4 million people, and they allowed us one drop-off location. One. So they can drop it off at early voting centers, and Houston is trying hard. I mean, they have now 24-hour early voting, 24-hour early voting. So they're doing everything they can to try to get these million votes in, but the Republicans have been blocking it. But now all of a sudden, Trump is saying, no, 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 no. We're going to extend it because there's a problem and we couldn't count all the votes that we needed to count the right way, and we're going to extend it. So this is what you're going to hear from him, is that we're going to extend the vote. Now, they're not saying, at least this is what the guides are saying, they're not saying that you can vote on the 4th, but they're saying that they'll continue counting those votes until the 4th, 5th, 6th, because Trump feels like his people will be those people that come in late. Because, they're just telling me right now, because they're going to go out and beat the Bushes. I mean, what do, you guys? They go hire actors to get in the stands. They bus them in to get in the stands behind him. They pay for everything. So you can only imagine that they're going to take those extra, days and find some ballots, to count, So it's just going to be really interesting how they're going to flip-flop on this. And so my guides kept saying, oh man, he's really freaking out. He is losing his mind right now. And then I asked them, well, what is his thought process? Like, is he going to, well, we know he's going to fight it. When we know that part, when we know he's not going to give up, because that's just his MO, right? But what is he going to do when it's pretty clear that he's lost? Okay, so we've talked about this before, and they actually told me about an island chain called Mauritius that he might jet over to and actually spend time with the person who owns some land there. And not that Mauritius has extradition to the United States, so it's not like that's going to save him. He's not going to be safe there. But the point is, he's not safe in Russia either. Putin has already come out against him with the whole Hunter Biden thing. So that's a big signal to Trump that you're not going to be welcome over here, because I'm going to have to play with Biden, and I'm not going to screw up my already very dicey relationship with Biden by taking you on over here. So he's got nowhere to go. I mean, the only other places left would be Saudi Arabia, and then maybe, North Korea. I mean, really and truly, if you think about it, everybody else has extradition with the United States. I don't think he's going to run at this point. I actually think now what he might do, now he still might go to Mauritius, but my point being that he's not going to try to really run. He's not going to try to disappear. He's not going to go to North Korea. And well, he might, but they're not going to take him. So honestly, what I see him doing is coming back. This is so crazy. And we all have free will. I could be wrong. Trump could change his mind. Saudi Arabia could say, yeah, come on in. We don't need the United States anymore because they're fracking. They don't need our oil. We don't need them. Come on over here. Whatever. But what they show me is, and they've shown me this for several days, so it usually means the energy is pretty strong around it. They're showing me Trump going and literally asking Biden for mercy. Seriously, I'm not kidding. And you know what? I think Biden will give it to him. I really do. I don't think Biden wants blood. I think Biden wants unity and wants peace and wants things to calm the F down, And so if that happened, think about it and let me know what you think, because couldn't that calm down the relations between the hardcore Trump supporters and everybody else? And I say everybody else because on the other side, there's independents, there's libertarians, there's Democrats, and there's Republicans. I mean, there's all those people that are like, that guy's too crazy for us, and we're going to be over here for a minute. So, really, if that happened, that could really maybe that would be the olive branch. Maybe he could go to Trump and say, okay, I'll pardon you if you go out and speak to your people and tell them that, we all need to be in this together, that we're all Americans, that we can't have this kind of division in our country, and help them calm down and help them move on. Now, I know you're saying this because I just heard it in my head that Biden can't give Trump a pardon for states' crimes. And we know we have Letitia James over there with a long list of things that she really wants to talk to Mr. Trump about, and they're all state. They're all, I think they're RICO. I think they're mob related and money laundering and all these things. But maybe what can happen is that if he goes to Biden and asks for a pardon, maybe Biden can broker a deal with Letitia James, and maybe he walks away scot-free. I mean, I know right now y'all's heads just blew off your shoulders. I know, I get it. I hope you weren't drinking coffee or anything, like spewed it all over this, your phone or your computer. I'm sorry. But this is what they're showing me. I got to tell you what they're just showing me this, that, and it's been this for a few days, that Trump is going to ask Biden for a pardon. That is crazy, y'all. This is some crazy energy right now. So anyway, let's see what happens. Let's, keep your ears and eyes peeled. I frankly can't do his Twitter feed. I just can't. It's like, no, it's not good for my sanity. So any of you guys that do his Twitter feed and know what he's talking about, maybe you could comment and let me know if any of this makes any sense to you, or if you think that there's any merit to any of it. And I got to tell you, if Biden ends up pardoning him, I will be on this video with you going, oh my God, because that's just what I see happening. Now, I got to say one more thing really quickly, because look, he's not going to give the same deal to the kids. I don't see Biden. I don't see Biden giving pardons to those kids. I do not see. Biden would do it for Trump because Biden is empathic and he has a heart, a big one. And he also sees that, a bit of a chess player too, right? He could see that maybe by doing this, he can use that to help our country move forward. But the kids have got nothing. The kids are going to be investigated. They're going to pay. I really see Ivanka and her husband paying the price of, the rich people. So I think they might get house arrest. I don't know that Jared is a flight risk. They're just telling me right now he is a flight risk. But you can't run. That's the thing, you guys. They don't understand. They seriously think they can still buy their way out of everything, and you can't. You really can't. So everybody should know that with Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Everybody should know that. You can't buy your way, and you can't bribe your way, and you can't blackmail your way out of everything. There gets to be a point where it's too much, and you're going to go down. You're going to go down. I mean, unless you're Prince Andrew or somebody that is so far up there that, you have an entire, MI6, covering up all your stuff, then that's one thing. But these people they're not that powerful. They really think they are, but they're not. So he doesn't pardon them. Giuliani just popped in my head. I mean, there's going to be stuff, y'all. It's just going to be insane. People getting disbarred. I really feel like Amy Coney Barrett she's either going to get disbarred, or she's going to step down, or she's going to be in the minority in every single vote. She's going to be the minority vote, because I believe Thomas is going to be passing on pretty soon. And I think Brett Kavanaugh very well could be jetted off of the court for some kind of impropriety regarding money. Now, we know that also about about Amy Coney Barrett too. We know she's got dark money. So that's the first things they're going to be investigating is those two judges and their connection to this money. Where did it come from? Why did it come to you? And does it represent a buy off? Does it represent somebody buying you off? And so these are all things that Biden has to do. I mean, he has got a full-time job. And then he's got the man baby in a diaper, Trump, coming up to him and going, can you help me, please? Can you please pardon me? You know, I mean, who knows what BS he's going to shoot at Biden. Biden will have to wear a face shield. Anyway, he will do it because he wants what's best for our country. And God bless Biden. I'm sure that people are going to freak out about that and be really mad at him. But that's just the way it is. So anyway, I hope that was interesting to you as it was to me, because I didn't know all that when I started this video. They just kept telling me, get on a video, get on a video. And then they tell me what I'm supposed to say while I'm talking to you, which is really crazy, but you know, whatever. I'm going to rewatch it because when I'm getting the messages from them, I don't really know what I'm saying exactly, but I think it's pretty mind-blowing actually. And especially the pardon part, that's going to blow my mind. Anyway, hey, you guys, have a great weekend. Thank you for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. Be safe, wear a mask. And if you haven't voted, please, for the love of God, for the love of tacos, for the love of salsa, vote, vote, vote. And we'll catch you soon. I'll be doing more videos pretty soon. So we'll see what else the guys have to say about all this crazy mess. Y'all take care.